Urgent Dallas Cowboys fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel because here we bring you daily videos with the latest Dallas Cowboys updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. All right, Cowboys fans, buckle up because today we're diving into one of the most exciting stories of this preseason, one that's got everyone talking in Dallas and beyond. It's about a young, unheralded guy who's been making waves during the Cowboys' preseason games. And trust me, this story isn't just about a player. It's about hope, perseverance, and the relentless pursuit of proving doubters wrong. We're talking about Camden Brown, an undrafted rookie free agent out of Georgia Southern, who has come out of nowhere and is turning heads in a way that you just don't see every day. Brown's journey to this point is a testament to how much grit and determination can sometimes outweigh the big-name hype. And if you're a Cowboys fan, this is exactly the type of story that keeps us glued to our screens. Now let's backtrack just a little. When the Cowboys started their training camp, nobody really expected much from Camden Brown. I mean, he was listed as a long shot, an undrafted guy coming from a smaller school, Georgia Southern. The kind of player that most teams take a chance on for a camp body, maybe a practice squad guy, but hardly someone you'd expect to be making headlines in August. But as they say in football, that's exactly why we play the games. Brown arrived in Oxnard, California, where the Cowboys hold part of their training camp with a chip on his shoulder, eager to prove his worth. And boy, did he do that right from the start. During the Cowboys' first preseason game, a matchup against the Seattle Seahawks, Camden Brown caught everyone's attention almost immediately. He scored 2 touchdowns, yes 2, and he caught 3 passes for a total of 62 yards. Now, for a rookie who was barely on anyone's radar, this is huge. Not only did he find the end zone twice, but he also showed reliable hands, good route running, and the ability to make plays under pressure. That's a big deal because, let's be honest, in the NFL, the margin for error is razor thin, and to be able to step up in your first game like that is something special. And if you thought that was a flash in the pan, think again. In the second preseason game against the Arizona Cardinals, Brown continued to impress, hauling in 4 passes for 77 yards. That's a total of 139 yards in just 2 games, and it's not just about the numbers. It's about the way he's doing it, showing confidence, physicality, and a certain knack for making the right plays at the right time. It's rare to see a rookie come in and make such an immediate impact, especially one who's fighting for a roster spot. Now, here's the kicker. Camden Brown is actually number 2 in the NFL in receiving yards during this preseason. That's right, he's right behind some of the top veterans and established stars, and among all players, he's one of only 5 with 2 receiving touchdowns so far. That's a stat that jumps off the page, and it's no coincidence. The kid is making a statement. He's not just here to fill a roster spot. He's here to compete, to prove that he belongs in this league. And he's done all this despite the odds stacked against him. When he said after the preseason opener, "I feel like I get to prove people wrong again." That's just who I am. That's been my whole life story. It was more than just words. It was a declaration of intent. This guy has been fighting his entire life to get to this point, and now he's finally getting that chance on the biggest stage. But as you might expect, it's not all smooth sailing. Brown has entered a Cowboys receiver room that's undergone a significant transformation over the past couple of years. 2 seasons ago, this was a position lacking depth, a room that was basically a patchwork of players trying to find their footing. Fast forward to today, and it's a different story. C.D. Lamb is now a bona fide star, one of the league's premier receivers. George Pickens, a highly touted rookie last year, has established himself as a primary target. Ryan Flournoy, who had an excellent season in the number 3 role in 2023, is well entrenched behind those 2. Cavonte Turpin, the electrifying returner, has also been moved into the wide receiver mix, especially considering the team's need for playmakers on special teams and offense. But that's where it gets even more interesting. The Cowboys are facing a tricky roster decision. They have a handful of talented receivers, and that's where the competition heats up. Brown is obviously making a case, but he's not a lock just yet. The team could decide to keep 6 receivers, which would mean sacrificing some depth elsewhere or risking losing Brown to waivers. There's talk that the Cowboys might even explore trading Brown, an unusual move for an undrafted rookie, but not impossible. The idea is that the team could potentially get a draft pick or another player in return, something that could help them in other areas of need, like offensive line or defense. There's been discussion, especially on sites like Blogging the Boys, about whether the Cowboys might consider moving Brown if they get the right offer. Some speculate that with his talent and the fact that he's on a very team-friendly contract, teams might see him as a valuable trade asset. Remember, Brown is still a rookie, and the NFL is a business. If the Cowboys can upgrade their roster elsewhere and get something in return, it could be a smart move. But it's also a gamble, because this kid has shown enough in these preseason games to make you wonder if he could be a hidden gem in the making. Now, I want to be clear, nothing is set in stone. The Cowboys coaching staff, led by offensive coordinator Clayton Adams, has emphasized the importance of consistency and doing it every week. Adams made it clear that all these young guys battling for a roster spot are being evaluated not just on flashes of brilliance, but on their ability to perform week after week. And that's the real challenge for Brown. He's shown flashes, but can he maintain that level of play against NFL starters in the regular season? That's the big question. The coaching staff wants to see sustained effort, root discipline, and reliable hands, especially in a room that's loaded with talent. And what about the other receivers vying for spots? Jonathan Mingo, the veteran who's had a strong preseason, is also in the mix. Cavonte Turpin, as mentioned, is likely to stick around as the WR4, given his special teams prowess. So for Brown, it's not just about talent anymore. It's about consistency, resilience, and seizing opportunities when they come. The preseason is a showcase, but the real test will be in the regular season. Can he translate what he's done in August into meaningful contributions when it counts? That's the million-dollar question, and it's what makes this story so compelling. Now I want to pause here for a second because I know many Cowboys fans are wondering, what does this all mean for the team moving forward? Well, it's a fascinating situation. The Cowboys have historically been a team that values smart roster management and depth, especially at wide receiver where injuries can decimate a room quickly. Having a young guy like Camden Brown, who has shown he can produce on the field, gives them options. They could keep him on the roster, develop him, and see if he turns into a reliable target for Dak Prescott in the future. Or if they see a better deal or need to make room for a different player, they might part ways and hope he clears waivers, keeping him on the practice squad and developing him further. The broader picture here is that the Cowboys are in a bit of a transitional phase at wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb is the unquestioned star, the guy they rely on heavily. George Pickens looks poised to become a top target, and Flournoy provides veteran stability. Turpin adds that unique explosiveness on special teams and as a receiver. But beyond those established names, there's room for someone like Brown to step up, to carve out a role, or to be part of the long-term plan. It's a delicate balancing act, and the preseason has given us a glimpse of what could be a very interesting storyline as the roster cuts loom. And let's not forget, this entire situation also raises questions about the Cowboys' broader strategy. Are they content to develop young talent and see what sticks? Or are they looking for immediate upgrades via trades? The fact that they are even considering trading a rookie like Brown is a sign that they're playing this roster game carefully, trying to maximize value and flexibility. It's a chess match, and every move could have ripple effects down the line. Looking ahead, the next few weeks will be critical for Camden Brown. Will he continue to impress in practice and get opportunities in the upcoming preseason games? Will the coaching staff see enough consistency to keep him on the roster? Or will they opt to go with a different veteran or draft pick, leaving Brown to fight for a spot on the practice squad? Whatever the outcome, one thing is clear. This preseason has been a breakout moment for him, and it's made everyone pay attention. And I know many of you Cowboys fans are excited, maybe even a little hopeful, because that's what makes football great. You never know when an underdog will turn into a star, and that's exactly what we're witnessing here. This story is still unfolding, and I promise you the next few weeks will be pivotal. The Cowboys have a talented roster, and the battle for those final spots is fierce. Camden Brown's performance has definitely put him on the map, but the journey is far from over. We'll be watching closely to see if this kid can carry this momentum into the regular season, or if he'll find himself on the practice squad or traded away. In conclusion, what we're seeing with Camden Brown is a classic example of those late-blooming stories that make the NFL so unpredictable and exciting. It's about perseverance, opportunity, and the relentless pursuit of your dreams. For Cowboys fans, it's a reminder that even in a team packed with stars, there's always room for an underdog to surprise us all. And that's what makes this season so intriguing. Will Brown be the next great Cowboys story? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure. This preseason has set the stage for something special, and I, for one, can't wait to see how it all unfolds. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to US and TO, the Dallas Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news.